Alright, boys and girls, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at some practice, and we're going to be applying what we just learned about the Garza family. So look at this worksheet, make sure you're on the correct side, please. And we have some information talking about Jerry. So Jerry is story number 1. Jerry had 3 bags of candy, and each bag weighs 1/2 pound. How many pounds of candy does Jerry have? So we're wanting to know how many pounds of candy Jerry has, and in order to figure out how many pounds of candy Jerry has, we need to know first that she has 3 bags. So I want you to box that in. 3 bags, and each bag has or weighs 1/2 pound. So we have 3 bags, each weighing 1/2 pound. So over to the right, we have what looks to be like a model ready for us to fill in. And just like we did with the Garza family, we're going to label. So if we have 3 bags, we're going to label each one of these bag 1, bag 2, and bag 3. And each one of these needs to be cut into 2 pieces. So we're going to cut them in half. And we're going to label this is 1/2, 1/2, and 1/2. Okay? And I'm going to do some shading. So we have a half here. Do some quick shading. And a half here. Do some quick shading and another half. Alright, so what I see is that I have some equal pieces here, and anytime we have equal pieces, we automatically should start thinking, is this multiply or is this divide? So I want you to write that out to the side, because I want you to start getting into that mindset of when you see pictures that represent the same amount over and over, it's got to be multiply or divide. The next thing I want to think about is, well, what's happening to these pictures? In order to figure out how many pounds of candy Jerry has, we're going to be putting these bags together. So we're going to be joining equal sets, which means we're going to be multiplying. We will not be dividing. So if I move over to the right and we talk about our repeated addition, what exactly is going on here? Well, I have 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2, which will give me 3 halves. And again, that's an improper fraction, so I have to regroup it. We can't leave it looking like that. So another name for 3 halves is 1 whole and 1/2. I'm going to box that in. And that makes sense, because if I go back to my picture and I just swap some things around, if I put this here, then that would give me 1 whole bag with another half. Multiplication equation. I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to write a multiplication equation. I have 3 bags, so I'm going to write the whole number 3 with 1/2 in each, so I have 3 groups of 1/2. And remember, in the last piece about Mr. Garza, or the Garza family, we said that we want to make this feel more balanced. We want to be able to multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator, but we don't want to change the value of the 3. So we're going to put the number 1 underneath, and we're going to multiply 3 times 1, which is 3, and 1 times 2, which is 2. And we still get the answer 3 halves, which we can't leave because we have to regroup that, and we know that we can get at least one group of 2 out of that with 1 out of 2 pieces left over. So 1 1/2 is again our answer. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to move on down to our number line. And remember, our number line will give us the answer if we do some careful labeling and some careful detailed work. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to notice that my number line does go all the way to 4, but I don't have 4 bags, I only have 3. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the number 3. And we know that we're cutting these in half because our model up here was cut in half. So I'm going to cut each whole number in half. And just like before, we're going to label the bottom in our mixed number format with our top number as our improper fraction. So we have 1/2 on top, 2 halves on equivalent to number 1. And we have 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, and 6 halves. And we know that if we take 6 and divide it by 2, which is what that means, we will get the number 3. So now I'm ready to do my mixed equivalent. So if it's less than 1, it's going to look the same. So we have 1/2. Another name for 1 is 2 halves. Another name for 3 halves is 1 1/2. Another name for 4 halves is 2. Another name for 5 halves is 2 1/2, sorry. And then another name for 6 halves is 3. Now what I need to do is I need to shade in my picture so that it looks a lot like my model. So I'm going to have 2 colors. And so that first bag, if we start at 0, we're going to shade all the way to 1/2. Then we have our second bag, which we had 1/2, so I'm going to shade that in really quickly. And I have my third bag, back to my orange. And so when I get my answer, I'm going to box that in. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to do some reflecting. Is my answer the same as my picture? Yes. Is it the same as my addition equation? Yes. Is it the same as my multiplication equation? Yes. All of these match and they should make sense.